Hey there, this is Dave Benison from Stick to the Story, and I'm embarking on a special mission for Echo 3 out of London. Now these guys are doing a great thing, and they're doing this thing that they're going to be donating a whole bunch of toys and stuff to charity. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making the Luke cane from Star Wars The Last Jedi. Now, you didn't see much of it in the movie, but there are some shots with the Mark Hamill with them that were done before, and I'm guessing they probably filmed some stuff, but it was taken out of film, but it was seen twice in the movie. So we're going to make this cane, and we're going to donate this to Echo 3 and the great movie that they're going to be putting together. Alright, so the first thing we got to do is we're here at what I have left of my wood selection, and we're going to look for a couple of pieces. So right now I've got a couple here, and I'm thinking about, here's one here, look at that, it almost looks like the cane. So we got that one, we'll put that over there. Now I like this one too, that's almost the right size, so we might use that one too. But I do see a bit bigger one here. Where was it? Right here. Now this one might be good too. Now we're going to have to cut these down, and what we're going to do is show the process. So this is the raw wood. So these three pieces that I picked out already, they're all cedar. So I think we're going to try one of those and see how it goes. So next, we're going to show you what we do in the process. I'm going to be taking all the bark off of these. Stay tuned, and may the Force be with you. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so we've cut our piece, and one of the things that's really cool is we're trying to figure out, well, how do we know how long to make this? So there was a picture taken with Mark Hamill holding the cane, and a good way to judge it is he's holding it with his fist. So if you take a look at the picture, and with no measurements, we can say his fist is roughly, we're going to be pretty much the same. So we know by him holding the fist, we can get a measurement. And by measuring how many fists on there, I've come up with 1, 2, 3. So that's about where he's holding it on the thing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we have a 10 fist long piece, which works out to 38 inches, right on the mark. And this is how we get the length of the cane to be almost to the exact, which could be in the movie. Thank you. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to start carving off the bark of this, and we'll come back and I'll show you a little bit of progress in that. Thank you. Okay, so I've started taking the bark off of this. Got my trusty steak knife. I've had this one for about 3 years now. It's one of the best knives I've ever used. Sorry, honey, but it is. So what I'm doing is shaving all the bark off of this. Always important when you're doing this to shave away from you. Never towards, always away. So we're just gonna go like this, get some nice big strips off. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna just keep working on this for a while, and we'll get all the bark completely off. Now this wood's a little bit white. The one in the movie's dark, but that's okay because once we're done, well, cedar will darken up anyway, but I've got some nice like walnut stain, so we can stain this dark after too. I do have some pieces of walnut that I might make some of these out of too later on, but these cedar pieces are really nice because they're the right shape, the right size. They got the top end is a little bit bigger, so when we go to carve the head, we got some room to work with to make the neck and the little head part here. But yeah, that's all we do for now. We'll just work on getting this all smoothed out, all the bark off. And then what we'll do is in our next film, I'm going to taper the head and work on the little head part. And we'll work on that. And then after I get this all off, I'll take my sander and I'll just sand it down nice and smooth. This cane's fairly simple to make. It's just doing the carving at the front that's going to take a little bit of work. And then we're going to bound some leather on there after. Okay, so I've been working on this for a little while and got most of the bark all shaved off. I'm going to sand this down after. So what I'm going to do is where the head of the snake is, or the beast, whatever we want to call it, there's a little dip in the wood. So what I'm doing is I've come up from about a fist, and then I'm just taking this top and I'm carving it down. And I'm just going all the way around, and I'm just going to start a groove there. So what this is going to do is it's going to give that little appearance of the head. Now we don't have to do too much of this, because once we start to sand and do our details, it's just right at the top here we want to get it. And then what I'm going to do is continue down the length of the staff as I go to thin it out. We don't want to thin it too much because this piece is almost the right size. So it just needs to be shaved down a little bit to accentuate this head. You can see it's starting to come there now, but also when I sand it, I can sand this out a little bit just to give that little groove. And that's what we're doing here. We'll just work our way around, nice and light around the bottom, just to keep it uniform, and then work our way down. And then eventually I'll just go all the way down this whole thing, and that way it's uniform all the way down the staff. So as you can see, we're getting that. So the next thing we'll do is we're going to carve this down a bit, and then I'm going to get my other tool and I'll put the eyes in, carve the mouth, and yeah, and then we'll sand it down real good, add some of the details, and that's how we do it. So as you can see, it's coming along. Okay, so I've been working away on this, and I sanded her all down real nice. I've got the face all carved in, as you can see. Recessed the teeth, carved them all in. So it's pretty much done. I might carve this down a little bit more. And then the next thing I do, I'm going to put the leather binding on here. And then I'm going to stain it. Or I might stain it first and then do the leather binding after. But pretty much just needs a little bit more sanding, but we're almost there. So you can see it taking shape. It's very strong. Goes perfectly in the back. And yeah, there we go. So the Luke cane is coming. We'll have this done in about an hour. We're now down to here, and I'm going to show you a little technique. I said before I was going to stain this, but I actually don't like staining or painting these. What I want to do, this is a technique called burning. And what I'm going to do, I take my torch. I've already been working on this for a while. So what I do, I'll get this fired up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to burn the wood. Just nice and easy. And I go up and down, and I burn all the wood. Get a nice little sear on there. This does a couple of things. It's actually going to harden this wood a lot. If there was any bugs or anything, they're going to be dead from doing this. But this gives a really nice feel to it without painting it. So I'm going to shut this off. So now what I do, I take a piece of sandpaper, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to sand it really, really good. Now what this is going to do, it's going to take all the burn off, but it's almost staining it with its own burn. And as you can see, the wood will get a nice stain on it, and we take all the burrs, everything off. There we go. So we get a nice color there. I really like this. Now we get a little bit of soot, but what we're going to do, get linseed oil, double boiled linseed oil. I'm going to just pour a little bit down on this, right there, and then it's going to rub it right into that. See how that color comes out of there? And this is going to soak right into the wood. It's going to protect the wood, but it's also going to seal this cane right in really, really nice. A little bit more up on the head here. Once I do this, you really won't have to do this very often ever again. There we go. So it gets a nice seal. And look at that. There we go. Now this shine, it'll all disappear as this linseed soaks into the wood. Really nice. So there we go. See how we got the face all done? So we never painted this. We never stained it. We just did a burn on it. And I love that color. It actually looks so much more natural like this. So now the last thing we got to do is I'm going to get a piece of leather and put the leather handle on. And there we go. So the next time you see this, we're going to be finished. Just to show up there, there's the face. Here we go, both sides. It's got the sneer, the little eyes. Now, the cool thing is when I make these, no two are ever going to be identical. They're always going to be a little bit different. That's kind of the neat thing of what I do. And yeah, there we go. All hand done. A little help with the blowtorch, but that's okay. I'd rather do that. Anyway, we're gonna... Okay, so the Luke cane is finished. Here we go. Start to finish. This took me about 3 hours. I've added the leather on there. Left a couple little nips and stuff to give it like a kind of an old look to it. So it's all finished. Lots of linseed oil on there. She'll soak in nice. It's a perfect height. Let's see if we can do the Luke pose, just to give you the idea. So he's kind of like that. I don't know if you can see it in the shot there, but there we go. So anyway, this is for you guys at Echo 3 in London. You guys have a great cause, so I'm donating this to you for your auction when you have it. Good luck on what you guys are doing with the documentary. I think it's such a worthwhile cause. I'm also going to make a couple of the snippets made out of 500-year-old oak, so they'll come along with this too. That's the one that Anakin gave to Padme. I have some nice old historic oak, so I'm going to carve a couple of those up and throw those in with the donation. Thanks a lot for letting me give me the opportunity to make this for you guys. It's been a pleasure, and yeah, there we go. Anyway, may the force be with you guys, and good luck. Stick to the story here. If you want one of these, hit me up on Twitter. Stick to the story. Stick the number to the story. Have a good one, everybody.